right, it's that time again. The holidays are here. So it's about that time when we all start caring about each other and giving. And what's the wish you would wish for people this Christmas, Clayton?
I don't know. I like how in the 11th hour of the year we all suddenly decide that now is the time that we're gonna care about each other. Now that Santa Claus is just about here.
You're dark. Kathy?
We're like, no, but I've been good all year. Seriously.
I don't believe you. Kathy, maybe you have a gentle wish for those listeners out there who want to have a cozy Christmas this year.
I just wish that for everyone to feel loved and be well fed.
Especially Clayton. He feels like he's unloved.
Well fed?
Well fed.
He's definitely well fed. Maybe not loved.
Hey,
And Taboo, maybe
it's a couple of pounds. Come on.
And Taboo, maybe you have a Christmas wish for those people out there.
Yeah, don't overdo it with the shopping.
and
honestly,
I hope...
just spend time with family. That's what the holidays are all about. They should be with family and friends, but mostly family.
And I hope that Clayton finds that loved one.
Does it matter whose family I spend time with? Or?
It does. It gets weird if you spend... Well, I mean, if it's someone that you care about, I mean, it doesn't have to be your family.
If they welcome you in, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter, right?
If you're there not wanted, I mean, you shouldn't spend time with them. You should just leave.
I mean, it counts if I'm, like, on the lawn staring in through the living room.
No, that's not what you should be doing. You should be giving presents and singing Christmas carols and leaving those poor people alone.
Well, maybe I'll spend my Christmas at the police station then.
Oh, God.
Again? This is JPar, and you are listening to the We Promise Nothing Show. Today on the show, we have Clayton, we have Kathy, and we have Dabu. And the music you're listening to right now has been brought to you by SoundsLikeAnEarful.com. For great music for your podcast, check them out. SoundsLikeAnEarful.com. Now, today we are going to review a Christmas movie. That's right, folks, if you couldn't tell from the intro. Going to review one of my favorites. I mean, my favorite Christmas movie, which is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And today, we got Clayton, Kathy, and Taboo. Say hello to the crowd.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Yo!
Apparently, Elf showed up.
I was just thinking about that show the other day, actually, Gordon Shumway.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about the animated show is that his sister's name was Augie. Remember that?
No,
and I tried to figure out what Augie would be.
I barely remember the animated Elf.
I want to say it was like August.
Not ELF. I'm talking about ALF, which is
Alf. Alien
Life Form. That's right.
Gordon Shumway.
Hey yo. Okay, so yeah.
Segway.
We are reviewing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And in case you haven't seen this one, folks, it came out in 1989. And it's about the Griswold family. And it's basically a father trying to make the perfect Christmas for his family. But everything goes awry when his family shows up. And just every Christmas disaster you could think of just happens. Which is usually what happens in my family Christmas. So I really relate to this movie.
I think there's a little bit of everybody's family in that movie, and that's why it's so relatable to all the people who watch it, because everybody has that one aspect of their family where it never quite works out as well as you think it's going to.
Yeah, for sure. And this is directed by Jeremiah Chekik, written by John Hughes, and it stars Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Juliette Lewis, Johnny Galecki, and there's Doris Roberts, Randy Quaid. There is so much more in this movie.
It doesn't really star Randy Quaid.
You're right.
He was just in the neighborhood when they filmed it, pretty much. I get the feeling he lives very much like that in real life.
Cousin Eddie thing? Yeah. Does anyone have an actual Cousin Eddie in their family?
Nope. No.
No one nowhere near Cousin Eddie?
So
Not
you
that
can
I'm
make
going
fun
to
of
admit on
cousin-
the podcast. I'm not telling anybody. I got this terrible uncle. I'm not going to bring that
So
up.
that means you can make fun of Cousin Eddie as much as you want now, Boo.
Do you have
before we start,
Do you
has
have a
anyone got a
Cousin
Cousin Eddie? Because I'm telling you, that Cousin Eddie, what a dickhead.
I just hope that he doesn't listen to the podcast.
I was just going to say, I don't know if I'd go as far as to call him a dickhead. He was...
Wait, do you have a Cousin Eddie?
No, I don't have a
okay,
Cousin
good.
Eddie, no.
I got,
That's
an Uncle Eddie.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. When did you first see this? First impressions, Clayton. When did you first see it, and how did it affect you?
I think I saw it. I saw the scene where Clark goes down the hill after adding the waxy food additive or whatever to the spray to the bottom of the flying saucer. Mm-hmm. I came in from outside and that scene was playing, and I watched the movie all the way through. And then I rewound the tape because back in those days we had VCRs. And
you're old.
Yeah. Well, you're the same age.
No, I'm not.
And I watched the whole movie again, and ever since I saw it that first time, it has been an absolute #1 Christmas classic. I mean, it's up there with Christmas Story, which is my other. They're like the twin pillars of my Christmas movie. And perched atop of them, of course, is Kathy and I were discussing the Alistair Sim Christmas Carol in black and white with the crotchety old man.
Wow. Vintage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow,
man.
yeah.
That's the holy trifecta of Christmas movies.
For Clayton, anyways.
Yeah.
That's his Triforce
the Triforce of power, yeah.
the Triforce of Christmas for Clayton. All right, and Kathy, first impressions. When did you first see it?
Well, I'm pretty sure I watched it when it first came out, and I always enjoyed the movie, but I'm sad to say, a lot of people look at me strange, but it's not my favorite Christmas movie. I think because my family's nothing like that, so I couldn't relate to it. Our family's weird and we all get along, but we only see each other at Christmas and stuff, so maybe that's why. I like the movie, and there's certain aspects of it, and I find it funny. It's not my absolute favorite Christmas movie. It's my favorite Christmas movies are the Christmas carols. My absolute favorite is the Alistair Sim Christmas Carol. And then it goes on from that. But that's basically how I felt about the Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas.
And Dabu.
I can't remember when I first saw this. I think I've rewatched this so many times. It's part of my blood.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that's just always with you.
Yeah, I kind of lost count, so for me, I couldn't honestly say when I first saw this, but I think since I've first seen it, it's become religiously ingrained into my pattern every year, that I have to watch it. It was no different than, as I commented before, that if I don't see Home Alone at least once, doesn't matter when, but if I see it at least once before the Christmas season kind of ends, I feel satisfied. But if I don't, there's just something wrong. I just get this weird feeling like I didn't fulfill my Christmas
Christmas
needs.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
Christmas obligations.
So I have to admit, I think this is why the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was just one of those where I just would always, and I mean always, go out of my way to watch. So this is a necessity for me now.
Yeah, it's actually become a necessity for me too. I watch it every year. I saw it pretty much when it first came out. We had pay-per-views back in the day because we had satellite. So as soon as it was on pay-per-view, I seen bits and parts of it because I think I had some other family members were watching it. And then just little things I would see, Clark sliding down the hill, that part's hilarious, and just Cousin Eddie. And I always remember the cat getting fried, and I'm just like, oh, that poor cat. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this movie. They killed a cat, but it's all a part of the comedy. It's just a disasters after disaster. And that's what makes it. That's why I enjoy it, because unlike Kathy's family, this is very much more like my family, where it's Christmas time for some disaster to happen, and it's just relatives and like Clayton said, I think everyone's got well, everyone except Kathy has got one of these family members in their family.
At least a
so.
small element of it, or just feeling the pressure of the Christmas holidays.
And that's what it is. As we journey through this movie, Clark, played by Chevy Chase, is trying to make the perfect Christmas for his kids, right? Because that's what he was trying to remember what his dad did for him, right? Mm-hmm. And as he strives to do this, just everything just goes wrong.
Yeah.
Starting at the beginning from them cutting down the Christmas tree. All right, so let's get into some reviews. We're already into a few spoilers here, but it's an old movie, folks. I mean,
if you haven't seen it,
get off your ass and see it, and then come back and listen to this, and maybe see if your review matches up with ours. Came out in 1989, folks. I mean, come on. Get on it.
I actually own like 3 copies of this movie.
3 copies?
Only 3 copies.
Well, I bought 1 copy, and then I lost it. And then I bought a second copy, and then I found the first copy, and then I found another DVD that had all 4 of the best Lampoon movies on it, and it just happened to have Christmas Vacation on it as well.
Well, because it probably is the best Lampoon movie.
So I was like, well, I can't pass up the other 3 movies, so I was like, whatever, I'll just eat the cost of the 4th one, and I grabbed it, so now I got 3 copies of it.
All right, so how we do it here is we break it down to a 5-star rating. We're going to give you a rating out of 5, and then we're going to let you know how we got there without giving too much away, because later we're going to jump into the best and the worst. All right, so Clayton, start us off. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. What's your rating? How'd you get there?
I'm going to give it a 4.5 Christmas stars out of 5. Because it's a classic movie, because it's a Christmas movie that I can actually watch outside of the Christmas season. And when I watch it for Christmas, I have to pick that just right time. I can completely blow my Christmas season by watching that movie at the wrong time. It's got to be close enough to Christmas that it really feels like Christmas, but it's got to be like far enough off. I can't watch it like Christmas Eve, because when it gets to Christmas Eve, it's like... Christmas Eve is the Alistair Sim Christmas Carol, because it's always on TV, and especially at my parents' place. I don't know why, but it's always on TV there. So that Christmas Eve is reserved for that one. But we're getting there. Like, what is it today? It's the 8th?
You know, don't timestamp it. Don't timestamp it.
December 8th.
Now the pressure's on for me to release this.
9:30. It's fine. It's the Christmas season, but sometime in the next, I'd say 2 weeks, there's going to be a point when I'm just going to know. I'm just going to
wake up
2:00 in the morning, sit up in bed. It's time.
It's Christmas time.
Choose one of my 3 copies, load it into the DVD player, and
I'm gonna put all 3 copies on at once and watch my 3 TVs.
Yeah, we'll put them on all 3 TVs, and then I'll just be walking through the house, just absorbing
the life of the Griswolds.
The late '80s Chevy Chase magic.
We have enough TVs in here to pull that off. We could cover every TV with a copy of it.
Okay, now we're targeting ourselves for theft.
4.5.
These guys got a lot of TVs.
I'm sure.
4.5.
4.5, Kathy.
I'm gonna have to give it a 3, only because
get out of here.
I cast thee out.
I'm sorry. No, it's. I like it, and I enjoy watching it every year. Like I mostly watch it almost every year. You know what I mean? But it's not my favorite. It's not. I always found it because I don't know why it is, because I always why is everyone like jerks to each other, and it almost put me off a little bit. Like when I was young, because
that's families.
I was sensitive, and we got along with my family so well. I couldn't imagine people treating each other so badly at Christmas. So kind of. Like that's why it just kind of put me off when I was at a young age a little bit, just because I thought people were mean, and I was like, well, no, like as an adult I appreciate it a lot more, but when I found different movies that I attached myself to and attached Christmas to.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a 3.
Dabu, that's got to be the lowest rating you've given to any movie. I gotta say
that's gotta be the lowest rating anybody's ever given to that movie. Like we could search the web archives.
It's probably the lowest that I would give, but I have given other movies 3s. But I don't go lower than 3 usually.
It's not a fail. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess it's still a 6 out of 10.
You know,
it's a pass.
60%.
I would, yeah.
You know,
I wouldn't want to get surgery from a doctor who got 60.
You're right.
I don't know. It's still technically a pass, but it's like spaghetti without the sauce. Like, what's even the point?
well, spaghetti with butter is not bad.
It's not good.
No.
When somebody asked me,
Spaghetti with butter is like a 3.
yeah, but when somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to come over to my house? We're having spaghetti for supper." When I show up, and then they're like, "There it is," and it's just plain noodles on the plate. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, what's going on? Am I being punked right now?
Yeah. What okay.
I can just imagine your reaction.
I mean, I'm gonna eat it, but I mean, I'm going home to get spaghetti out. Putting sauce on
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat it, but I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna make my own spaghetti.
I might just eat a bowl of sauce when I get home.
just a compensate.
Just join
Just open a can of sauce and glub right down the cram hole.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
All right, Dabu.
Big bowl of spaghetti sauce. Well, you guys had me thinking on a lot of different levels. See, for me, this has always been a quintessential Christmas movie. I think that's why when I say that, and it's obviously my favorite Christmas movie, I could easily give this a 5 out of 5. And I may still yet. The thing is that...
You mean you're not?
Well, I'm trying to think hard on it.
He's trying to talk himself out of it.
The thing is that a movie that deserves a 5 out of 5 is got to cover all the bases, right? It's got to be a great movie in an all-round spectrum of things, right? It's got to hit all the right notes. It's got to have, great casting, great music, great tone, everything, right? And everyone's going to see it differently from one to the next. You've admitted it yourself, Kathy, that, you may not relate to the family members in this said story. Doesn't mean that it's not a Christmas story, though, so you can take a little bit out of it and enjoy it for what it is, but overall, you may just simply see it as a comedy movie, right? So for me, because it is an essential Christmas movie, it does hit the right notes. It's got the negative and the positive things of Christmas, right? The things that go wrong, the relatives that don't treat each other right. The oops moments that really go above and beyond that make the scenario more awkward than they need to be, right? I mean, they could have been simpler, but nope, they had to go, really outrageous with it. That's what made this game so
movie
this movie so out of this.
I was like, "There's a game.
There's a game.
There's a game.
I would.
There's a Home Improvement game. So
I know, and it's actually not bad.
Yeah,
it
right.
Is not
there's even a Home Alone game, but we'll not get there.
Do you remember? Okay, 1 second.
Sorry, really?
Do you remember when they released? I don't know if it was a joke or not, but I think it's real. It was the Full House fighting game.
Oh my god! I have to play that.
Yes, I'm pretty sure there is a Full House fighting game on Super Nintendo.
I would totally play that.
It was gonna come out, and I guess it never came out, or someone made it as a joke. I'm not really sure, but apparently you could. I think there might be still a way to get it.
Fight, Full House him.
Go on, go on. Sorry.
So I guess what I'm trying to summarize is the fact that it does for me hit all the right notes. I don't know what's hesitating me to give it a full 5, but I think I'm going to do it anyway.
Gonna give it a Full House.
I'm going to give it a Full House of 5 out of 5. You're in the Full House. I don't know. There's just nothing about this movie that I feel like could ever be disappointed with. Well, I mean, when you see this movie, when you see this movie and that last scene, Clark looking out into the sky, I guess, after they just watched the Aurora Borealis and then sand and the thing flying off into the sky. That whole scene, and then the credits start rolling and the music hits. I feel satisfied. Like, it is a genuine, satisfied feeling. I'm like, oh, there's that sound of the music. I'm glad. I've gotten to this point. I'm happy. Every time it doesn't fail me anytime. So I think that's why I'm going to give it a 5. It really makes me feel like I've satisfied myself for a Christmas movie. If I don't see any other Christmas movie this year, I'd be fine. This is the one I have to see.
Oh man, when this movie's done, it's so good. I gotta have a cigarette, relax in a dark room, and just think about my life.
Coming from the guy who's the most healthiest in the room who doesn't smoke.
All right, so I think you said a lot of stuff that I would mirror, Dave. But I gotta say, as a Christmas movie, I would say it is a 5. Yes, as a Christmas movie, it is definitely a 5. It's something I have to see every year, but I have to rate it as a movie, not a Christmas movie, and it's a 4.5. So, it gets a 4.5 simply because it is a Christmas movie. I can't give a Christmas movie a 5 because, as you said, a really good movie should cover all the bases. It really shouldn't be designated to one holiday or something like that. Clayton said you can watch this any day of the year, which you can. But I feel the only time I really want to watch is around Christmas because that's the feeling about it. I don't think I would give any Christmas movie a full-on 5. But if anyone was going to get it, it would be this one. So I give it a 4.5 just because I love this movie. I grew up with it. And for me, it just... Families aren't... Like, they tried to make these families in Full House and, like, the Cosbys as these, like, perfect, normal families. Well, guess what? Normal families aren't perfect. They're fucked up. And that's why this relates to me. And I get it. It's hilarious. I see Clark trying to make a perfect family situation for his family and just everything going wrong and relatives not even giving a crap about it. Well, he's trying to do the lights. You know, they're making fun of him as he's doing the lights. He gets locked in the attic as they all go shopping. Like, nobody even cares where he is. His wife's like, hey, where's Clark? He's like, oh, whatever. He'll come along. Yeah. And then it's all cram into the car and then go to the mall without him. And he gets stuck. He gets locked in the attic. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
I love this movie, but because it's a Christmas movie, it only gets the 4.5. Only 4.5 is huge.
I think they do that though to kind of try and make it seem like Clark is the one guy, the one standout guy, really trying to save Christmas, when the rest of the family and even his boss and all of his coworkers and everything are kind of like disinterested, disconnected. They don't care. They're like, "Why you even bother wasting your time?" You know what I mean? Like
his boss is hilarious. He always gets his name wrong.
Yeah. What is he called?
I don't remember. Griswold or
Greaseball?
Grisball. Just put the presents there, but the other one's Greaseball.
He's talking on the phone. He's like,
comment he says.
I got a phone call here. He's like, get me somebody. Get anybody. Then get me somebody while I'm waiting.
Yeah. Just trying to get out of that conversation with Clark, who's also trying to like afford a pool for his family too.
Who awkwardly stands there, kind of half grinning, waiting for him to get off.
Well, yeah, he was wondering about the Christmas bonus and that they usually get, but for some reason their bosses decided to cut it out because he's a stingy Scrooge.
Brian Doyle Murphy plays an awesome boss in that.
Bill Murray's brother.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, okay, that I didn't know.
No, that's Bill Murray's brother.
That's his brother. Wow.
Plays what's his name on Caddyshack too? Lou, the caddy manager.
Right.
He's Lou. Yeah.
Also, should mention Julie Louis-Dreyfus is in this. That's Elaine from Seinfeld, and she's the
Margot.
She's the neighbor. One of the neighbors, the one that punches out her husband.
Margot and Todd. Yeah.
What the hell happened to you?
And I love that. I love that dynamic of the wholesome family with kids, and then the other side, they're just like they're just this like couple. They don't want to have kids, and they're just like very like. I don't know how you would describe them, but they're
waspy, preppy, upper
they're
middle
definitely
class
preppy, yeah.
Douchebags.
Yeah, they're douchebags, alright. So you kind of laugh when that stuff happens. Doris Roberts is in this, played Ray Romano's mom. Unfortunately, she's passed away in the last year or so. And also Johnny Galecki, who is now known for
Big Bang Theory.
Thank you! Big Bang Theory. I sputtered out there. Known for being Leonard in Big Bang Theory. He's in this as well, very young, playing Rusty.
Yeah, David on Roseanne, and I can't remember his name on Suicide Kings, too. He's had a pretty good movie career, actually. He's done quite a bit.
Very true.
Alright, so let's get into the best and the worst. So this is where we're going to really dig into the movie. We're going to let you know what we really like about this movie and what we really don't like about this movie, if anything. So we'll probably just listen to Kathy at that point. Alright, so what's your best and the worst, Clayton?
I'll let Kathy give my worst, because I'm not sure that I have.
Well, it's not a 5, so why is it not a 5?
My best? Well, I'll start with my best. My best is the point when Clark is up in the attic that you were talking about, where he gets locked in the attic, and then his family like hustles and bustles and jumps into the car and takes off to go to the mall. And Clark gets cold because the attic is not heated, so he puts on all of his like mother's old weird studio matron clothing there.
Yeah.
And he finds a couple of reel-to-reel tapes and an old player, and he's watching the recordings.
Well, not even tapes. It's like you said, reels.
Reel-to-reel, yeah. It's reel-to-reel recorder. And he's watching a projection on a bed sheet of his Christmases from like 1965 when he was a little kid. And he's watching it, and he's watching it through like rose-colored glasses, basically.
Yes.
Because he's trying to set up a Christmas like he had when he was a kid, but there's like one part in there where he gets a cuff in the head in the video, and you realize that his family was always this way, and that he's always wanted a really great Christmas, but that the Christmases he had as a kid were probably not as good as what he remembered. So this is kind of the way it's always been.
Yes.
But he's never lost his Christmas spirit, and he always wants to have that every year, and he wants to give his kids those memories.
Yes.
So that's my favorite part of the movie, because just sitting he's sitting there watching him watch those reels, and then when his wife comes home, she opens up the stairwell there, and the projector, the trunk of the clothes he's sitting on, everything just fall right through onto the hallway downstairs. It's pretty hilarious.
It's priceless.
So what's your least favorite?
Oh man, what is my least favorite?
Well, why does it not get a 5?
God, because I just can't give a movie. It's a comedy movie. And
so you wouldn't give a comedy
time.
movie a 5? Is that what you're saying?
No, because it doesn't. There's nothing that happens in this movie that you can really take seriously. There's no actual real long-standing effects. It's not like Clark loses his job or anything. Everything gets wrapped up with a neat little bow at the end of the story. So it's not like it's an emotionally heavy movie or anything. It doesn't really make you think or anything. Mm-hmm. It's just a good time movie for the purpose of being a holiday movie. It just turns out that it's actually really, really good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good enough reason.
So I guess that would be my thing, is that it's not serious enough.
Sure.
It's not serious enough for a comedy movie.
No, I get what you mean. In order for it to be a 5, you want it to be more... I get it.
Yeah.
All right, and Kathy.
There's a few good moments in the movie. I know it seemed like I crapped on it earlier, but
it's just because you don't like it as much as we do.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of my favorite parts of the movie though is when when they light the lights or whatever, and they're all they're all together, and then it's like that he's all excited, and you could feel his excitement or whatever, and then he plugs it in, and it just goes dark, and then his family gets all disappointed, and I really feel bad for him, but it's still one of my favorite parts. I think.
Is his wife goes and plugs in the thing?
And then finally they just do that they plugs in whatever, fixes it, and then the lights go on, and he's so excited, and then it's like, I don't know, that's my favorite part.
And then they bring him back, they come back, and it's gone again, and then meanwhile the neighbors are being blinded every time they turn this on.
It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. I think that part brings me the most joy in that movie.
To the point that even the meter was spinning so fast that he was sucking up all the electricity out.
Sharpened a skate on
and you can see the lights in the neighborhood have to adjust to his lighting.
Don't you remember they had to turn on the nuclear switch because they had to turn on the backup power of the city because they used it all up from the one
rolling brownouts all the way across the city.
That killed me. And that actually, another favorite part of mine, just because I want to attack it, is like when you actually see that big roll of twisted up lights or whatever. But I love that. That was my job every year. I love taking lights apart. It feels, I don't know, it's almost. I don't know. It relaxes me.
Is it like bubble wrap to you?
It is. It's like you take it apart, and then eventually just this big long line of lights. It feels satisfying after.
Kids today will never know the struggle of Christmas bulbs.
Yes.
Where one Christmas bulb is burnt out and the entire line is out.
Yeah. But that was my job. That was my favorite job to do in the Christmas time, is untangle the lights and fix the bulbs and make it all pretty. Of course, my least favorite part of the movie is just basically the overall how they treat each other. It off puts me to the point where I enjoy the movie, but I don't just because of that. You know what I mean? Because I just feel so. I'm like, God, it's Christmas, guys. You can't get along for one day. You know what I mean? It's like, I love Christmas. The feel of Christmas, and it's sanctimonious to me. And then if some jerk came in and made it bad, I think I would just kick him out. I wouldn't,
Yeah, but it's family.
I wouldn't care, exactly. You know what I mean? Family or not, you do not come in and spoil my Christmas. No. You want to come in and be all Grinchy, you can be all Grinchy outside. Go, banana.
So it sounds to me like you would react the exact same way Clark was reacting. He was doing everything in his power so that no matter how badly they were... whether they were trying to or not, they weren't trying to attempt to help him make this a better Christmas.
No, they weren't.
No.
If anything,
they're just standing on the sidelines making off comments about how how his lights aren't lighting up.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, and then so that's basically my least favorite part of the movie, which almost ruined it actually for me. So
It almost sounds to me like what you would take out of Christmas the most, treating one another with love, so to speak. There is the one thing you expect with almost every Christmas movie, which I would never do.
No.
Well, I don't
every
expect
Christmas
it from every, but I don't know because I started watching it when I was little, and then again I was very sensitive, and I Christmas was my absolute favorite day of the year, and to see and then that was the first time I actually seen a Christmas be so off. Like that concept of Christmas, of family members arguing and not getting along and things going wrong. It was so alien to me that it was off-putting.
Welcome to my family Christmas.
If you think about it too, actually, this is like one of the only Christmas movies where, at the end of the movie, the Christmas movies that come out now, and a lot of them that come out before, are always about the redemption and the Christmas spirit, right? Somebody's a bah humbug or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
By the end of the movie, they come around and they're showing the spirit of Christmas, even up to and including Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
This movie, Clark's family is the same at the end of the movie. They still don't give a damn, right? They don't care.
Yeah.
And Clark always had the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nothing changed. The Griswolds on December 26th were still the same as the Griswolds on the 24th.
And that's part of what I appreciate about the movie. There was enough redeeming factors to the movie that I still like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's just some of them that just kind of put me off of it, so it's not my favorite Christmas movie, that's all.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Dabu.
I see, that's interesting. Everyone takes something different from this. Well, since I had the highest rating, I guess I gotta be careful with what I say, but I have a lot of favorite scenes.
Tear in your eye.
This movie was great! This was
You guys are wrong!
You guys are killing it. Jay brought up one of my personal favorites, I think is at the top of the list, is Fried Kitty. Not the fried kitty part, but what happened afterwards. It's the line that's delivered afterwards. What is that? To this day, I still say that, and it makes me laugh no matter how many times I say it in whatever given situation. And it's the way that actor did it in the scene too, like the line that he did.
That old man and that old woman, who wraps the cat like that, so loopy.
Grace, she died years ago. He means the blessing.
Do you hear it? It's a funny squeaky sound. Anyway, I'm going to rehearse all that movie. Okay, so that had to be one of my personal favorites. Eddie, Cousin Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Merry Christmas! Shitter's full!
Cigar hanging out of his mouth.
As he's emptying the septic tank.
So clearly the worst idea ever.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Everyone keeps bringing up the sledding down the hill, that crazy scene. Yeah, I don't mind it, but I think it's been overused. I think it's probably why it was never one of my personal favorites.
It's
but
not
still,
even the whole thing. It's just the beginning where he's like, he's like, yeah, we put on this new wax or whatever. He's like, going for a new land speed record, and when he takes off, he's gone like a shot, and there's like a spark of fire. And
You don't even see him. You see the streak of flame.
It's a cartoon scene, is what it is.
Yeah,
It's like Wile E. Coyote just
He
suddenly
goes
lit a
across-
rocket and went faster than he thought it would go.
Then later on, he goes across the road and everything, and he hits that cabin and everything. But then later in the movie, they don't even mention it. But at the curb, in the garbage cans, you see the saucer with the bottom burnt right out of it. And they never mention it, but you look at it and you're like, oh my God.
Well, here's the other thing. Excuse me. The other thing that made me laugh even more was that Cousin Eddie at the end says, bingo. I'm thinking, how the hell do you see what's going on at the end?
Way the hell down
He's
there.
gone. How are you even able to see him land
across
that?
the road into the dark.
No, even worse yet. He's down the hill, through the
He's in a
forest,
Walmart
over the hill,
parking lot.
over the road, over the other side of the hill, and then in the parking lot on the other end of the... it's so goddamn far.
If
There's
you
no
recall, Eddie has a metal plate in his head.
It's a satellite pickup. He's actually picking up his frequency there.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, again, I can name great scenes all day long, but I mean, I think if I were to stick to only the one, it had to be the fried kitty. Now, I'll admit I gave it a 5, so it's going to be hard for me to say what's wrong with it. I mean, there are going to be moments where I feel like some things are a little bit much. I think it maybe has simply to do with the way I perceive this movie. I gave it a 5 only because I do perceive this as purely a Christmas movie. If I were to see it any other time of the year, I really don't care. I'll still watch it, and I'll still laugh at it, but I'm not watching it for the sake of it being watched for it being a Christmas movie, and that's what I watched that movie for. So that's the only reason why it never went below the 5 mark for me. yes, I agree with you guys. It sadly is, or not sadly, in my case, I love it. It's very much a Christmas movie and only a Christmas movie. If I were to leave it for any other day of the year, it wouldn't matter if I didn't see it. So,
all right, and so the best and the worst. You guys mentioned a lot of good scenes.
sorry.
It's all right. It's really quite all right.
It's a very,
still not a good one.
quotable movie.
So look, so there is some scenes that you guys didn't mention that are still another funny scene where he's in the mall talking to Mary.
Oh yeah.
So he's talking to this very attractive woman in the mall, and she's trying to sell him underwear for his wife, and she's showing, he's like, oh, you can't see the line, and his son just comes up, he's like, see, you can't see the line, Rusty. It's like,
Can't see it, can you, Russ? No, Dad.
And the look on his face, like, oh, you're here. Oh, my God.
Because he's like all flabbergasted and can't talk to her right, and he's like even using like the panties to like dry his face.
It's a little nipply in here.
I mean, nippy in here. He's like, Mary, oh, that's my name. Oh, no shit.
No shit.
And then later on, he's looking out the window. He's imagining her jumping into the pool, right, that he's potentially going to get. And the little girl comes up behind him, surprises him.
And he just about goes through the window.
Yeah.
Santa Claus! Oh,
you're not Sandy. And then he's like... What would she say about her parents shitting bricks or something?
Yeah.
And then he's like, you really shouldn't use that word. Oh, sorry, shitting rocks. Because she's just a little hillbilly kid.
Yeah. Yeah, the introduction of Eddie, I think, was...
And just even, like, Eddie, like, being such a mooch to Clark, he's just like, well, you know, we can help you out, Eddie, with, getting gifts for the kids. Like, oh, that'd be real swell, Clark. I got a list for you right here.
Yeah.
Like, he was ready for it.
And then he says at the end, he's like, you know what, Clark, and I think that you should go out and buy something real nice for you and the wife. Like, you just borrowed the money off me, you shithead. Like...
There's a lot of good stuff. So I just think the overall feeling of the movie is what my favorite part of it, because it definitely, like, I just love 80s movies because that's the time I was raised in. So anytime I see, like, a movie that I've watched over and over again over the years, I do feel very accustomed to that movie. And it's just the feeling of the 80s. Like, none of us could get that back. I bet you all of us would wish we could spend one day in the 80s again.
Yeah, they don't make movies like that anymore. They really don't. Like, it's just, they don't shoot them the same way. They don't direct them the same way. I mean, even if you watch a movie by John Hughes now, it just doesn't look the same.
No. Well, John Hughes is dead, so, you know.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Wow.
So that's why it probably doesn't look the same, Clayton.
Yeah, true, yeah.
They don't even have the same personality. 80s movies had a certain level of personality that they can't seem to capture nowadays.
You watch like Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and Uncle Buck, and there's like John Candy's Uncle Buck.
Yeah,
there's like a feeling that permeates those movies where there's like this.
It could be part of the same universe.
Exactly. There's like a mood that they have that no other movies have.
Yeah, definitely, and it does make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, even though, you know, Kathy says this isn't like the type of family she likes to see for Christmas. But I still feel warm and fuzzy when I'm done, just like Dabu. When he's done the movie and Clark has accomplished what he feels, what he was trying to accomplish, which is trying to make that perfect Christmas for his family, I do feel that gratification that Clark feels as well.
Well, see, even Clay brought up a good point with his favorite scene, which was, you know, him watching the reels in the attic. His face says it all. Mm-hmm. He's put it,
reminiscing.
He's literally loving the feeling of watching this video, which clearly, as we watch it from an outside point of view, he wasn't treated very well.
No.
You know, being smacked upside the head for touching the gifts earlier.
Normal families.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all I'm saying is that feeling of capturing Christmas is something we all try to do every year, right? Whether we want to or not, it's just part of the Christmas season. And I think that's why this movie does it well for me every time.
And if I'm going to give it a least favorite, I just feel sorry for that damn cat. I really do. It always kind of like got me right here. I was like, oh, that poor cat. But it's a part of the comedy now. I'm used to it because I've seen the movie so often. But when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my god, they killed a cat.
The last few days of that cat's life were brutal. It was stuffed into a box, wrapped, probably thrown in the back of a car, brought to the house, shaken, released, and then ate
and then fried it.
Used all of its 9 lives and chewed on a cord.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But overall, still an enjoyable movie. And I mean, sometimes a little shock value in comedy isn't such a bad thing.
Well, I liked how Eddie is so opportunistic that after they take the couch out to the curb, he's
Yeah.
like, wow, you know, Clark, that's a damn fine couch.
Yeah, I'd like to get this fumigated if you don't mind.
I'll take that off your hands. It's got fried cattle on the bottom of it. He's like, I don't
Fumigated just to remove the smell. Like that's gonna do anything.
It's hilarious. All right, I really do love this movie. So, any closing thoughts on this, guys?
I don't know why. For Christmas, it's for me, it's like an essential must-watch movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
And for Kathy, it's
no.
It's a summer pass.
Well, it's an every second year movie.
In other words, if it's playing, you'll let it play.
Yeah.
But you won't go out of your way to watch it.
That's right.
Oh, I see.
I'll enjoy it if I watch it, but I don't go out of my way to watch it. I'll never say, "Ooh, I want to watch this movie" and put it in. No,
Okay,
that won't happen.
So let me ask: is this best National Lampoon's movie?
Well, that's a good question.
man, that's hard to say because I really like the first.
This
one.
is my
I was
favorite
just about
National
to
with
Lampoon.
the Queen family truckster. Oh my God, that car!
Was Animal House another National
Yes.
Lampoon movie?
Yes.
See, I remember someone telling me that one was a really good one. I haven't seen that one yet,
It's good.
so I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell
Oh,
you.
I love Animal House.
And Van Wilder is
love
one of my
Animal
other
House.
personal favorites, but that's newer than this, and I
Oh,
feel
wait.
like this
Well-
one I prefer the genuine feel I get out of this movie more than I like Van Wilder. Van Wilder is all about the shock. I think you had said
Yeah.
earlier.
Caddyshack was actually filmed by the National Lampoon's
Before they put their
studios
names stamp
before
on
they
it.
put their names on it, and for me personally,
Really?
like, oh yeah,
Are you sure about that? You
yeah,
said
it was
that
on that
before.
documentary on Netflix. There's something about it. If it turns out like
That you're
I'm
wrong?
just gonna fact check that
I am.
because I really
Well,
man,
Caddyshack came out in 1980, man.
yeah
Animal House came out in the 70s.
yeah they were making National Lampoon's movies for a while,
But this is actually called a National Lampoon movie. It
Oh, I
says
see, okay.
and it's 78.
well, what about Caddyshack?
And Caddyshack is 80.
yeah, but does Caddyshack say anything on it? Like, do you
It doesn't
see
say
it there?
National Lampoon, no.
Let's see here.
So maybe they were trying to
Caddyshack.
avoid putting the National Lampoon stamp on it.
It's not on there.
Oh, it doesn't.
You said that on Late Night Ticket too, and I
I
questioned
thought it
it.
did, huh? I was sure that it was because because of all the actors and stuff in it. I thought it was the same production company that did it. I guess if it's not, then whatever. Then, but I would still put National Lampoon's Vacation ahead of
Christmas Vacation.
I love that movie.
Christmas Vacation or regular?
No, Vacation is the first one, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Christmas Vacation is the
I
second
know, so
one.
you're saying you like regular vacation over Christmas
Oh,
Vacation.
the trip to Wally World? Oh my God, yeah, the family truckster,
Really?
the grandma dying in the car, the dog getting lassoed to the back of the... Oh man, that movie is like gold from the beginning to the end. I love that movie. And if it does turn out somehow that Caddyshack is actually Lampoon's production, then
Just checked, it's not.
I just want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I love Caddyshack.
I want
fact,
to take
it's
this.
wrong,
I would like to take this opportunity to tell you that it's not a National Lampoon.
Okay, I love Caddyshack. I love that movie. Over and above everything else, now that we're talking about it, I fucking love that movie.
All right, yeah. So this is a must see for me, Clayton, and Dabu every Christmas. Kathy, not so much. So check it out yourself. See what you think. Let us know in the comments below. Always make sure you give us a big like and a subscribe if you haven't done that already. Make sure you click the bell so you get the notifications. And give us a big old like on Facebook, because we like when you do that. Make sure you check out our other show on Eastlink if you're in Canada and you subscribe to Eastlink. Then you could check out our show, which is Late Night Tickets. And you could see our handsome faces as we review movies there. And as I said before, if you disagree with anything you heard on the show today, you can leave one of those lovely comments. But as always, we promise nothing! Good night and Merry Christmas! Ho, 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 ho!
God bless us, everyone.